Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we got some Asmongold TV, some Daddy Asmodeus of the Gold, and we got the illegal migrant, no, fuck you. The illegal immigrant simulator is insane.
At Gamescom, they're currently showcasing.
What the fuck? Premium bitrate?
At Gamescom, they're currently showcasing a game about illegally crossing into the USA and processing the trauma from being a minority.
This shit is fucking disgusting, not gonna lie.
With real audio clips from real illegals.
I remember in high school being forced to watch a movie about the struggles of crossing over here illegally, which was based off of this exact same train and whatnot. And I was just like, I remember seeing that and I was like, damn, that sucks, but oh well, it is what it is. Now it's like, bro, like, it's fucking disgusting how they'll try to politicize this shit. I try to make this some weird, like, norm. It's like, oh, you must allow people to come in illegally. It's bad to protect your borders. Meanwhile, you have other countries protecting their borders and no one bats a fucking eye, right? No, no, no. Like, it's fucking insane to me that this is the world we live in.
I have to see this. I have to see it. I want to watch it. This is content. Wait a minute. Okay, we might have something here. Let's get it.
As my pronouns are she, her, and yeah,
of course, yeah. Of course, we're starting off with the extreme wokeness. My pronouns are don't give a fuck. Not gonna lie. Asmongold taking 20 psychic damage.
I just got triggered.
Great. So I got a little intro. Thank you. My name's Carla Reyes. My pronouns are she, her, and yeah, I run a little indie studio called Anima Interactive. We're developing Take Us North, which is about migration across the U.S.-Mexico border, which is obviously a very relevant and heavy-hitting topic.
Yeah. No one wants this. No one asks for that except extreme leftist liberals who quite literally aren't even going to play this game. That's it. They're not going to play this shit at all. Like, what the fuck is this? Official selection? That's a London Games Festival? Fuck you. Mixed official selection? Day of the Devs? What fucking gay ass shit is this? Bro, I'm already offended by this fucking game. Holy shit. Why are you, like, taking my culture and using it to launch this political agenda? That's fucking insane, dude. My culture is not a costume for you to launch your political woke views. A Maze nominee. Funny enough, I've never even heard of any of these. Of course, Sydney. Of course, fucking Sydney. Woke-ass Australia. Tribeca Festival. Oh my god, dude, it's such a joke.
That's why we found it important to talk about now, and I'll share a little bit about our behind the scenes in the development of this project, because it's very deeply rooted in research, given how sensitive and complex.
What research? What statistics? What, that, you know, illegals are crossing over here illegally and we have to send them back? Is that it?
There is. We want to make sure that we are telling these stories.
Are they going to research the way that illegal migrants steal the identities of American citizens and then claim their benefits illegally? I wonder if they're going to talk about that.
Or how about the fact that illegal immigrants are quite literally destroying the trucker industry because they'll come to California, get a commercial driver's license for a truck that they quite literally don't know how to drive fully, and then they'll cause accidents, killing 3 fucking people in the process, and not giving 2 shits or showing any remorse about it. Why? Because the country they stem from quite literally has the highest vehicle mortality rate. How about that? Are you going to talk about that statistic? Probably not, right? You'll ignore that.
Authentically, and that we are, you know, reaching our goal in trying to shift hearts and minds around this. So before I begin, I'm actually curious.
Yeah, this isn't a game, it's propaganda.
Yep, that's essentially what it is. Watch, they're gonna paint Border Patrol and Border Security as like this massive fucking like Avengers level threat, and whatnot, and they're gonna paint these illegal border hoppers as poor innocent victims of the system. I can guarantee that.
Ask all of you
That's what they're
because
gonna do.
I'm mindful there might not be many Americans in the room. Are there any Americans, by the way? No. Okay. Oh, okay. That's good. Okay. So, could I ask, what are your perceptions around like the motivations behind migration across the U.S.-Mexico border? Like, what are you hearing in the headlines in the news?
Oh my God.
I'm just curious.
Here it is. She's gonna start talking about her bullshit political agenda and how, oh my God, anything bad is propaganda pushed by the extreme right, and how we shouldn't have border security and that we should allow every illegal in so that way they can come and destroy our economy. I mean, shit, we literally saw in the leaflet video, they're fucking literally stating that the only reason California and some cities are so successful economic-wise is because they hire illegals and they pay them garbage. They literally stated it themselves that that's the only reason they want them here is because they can pocket more money and not pay them as much. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, it's so retarded.
You can shout things out or, yep, go ahead. Trump out, yes, okay.
There it is. Bro, so fucking retarded.
That China and Korea can save us from this madness.
Probably not.
Maybe like South America can. Oh my God. There's somebody gotta do this, like,
bro.
What
we'll say, as much as I hate fucking communist China because they're communists, at least they're not letting wokeness ruin their fucking country. I will give them props for that. At least they're not letting woke liberals infect every facet of their way of life, which quite literally will just end up destroying their country. Thank God for that, at least.
What do you think is the primary motivation for people from Latin America or otherwise crossing the U.S.-Mexico border?
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Great. Okay, violence. Yeah. Anyone
that's
else?
The problem.
Okay, fix your own country. Don't come to ours and shit on it.
Else?
I used to live in El Salvador some years, and violence is the main.
Yes. Okay. So this is great because I think.
Okay, why don't you go back there and fix your own country, fix the issues, and make your country a better for your people, instead of coming over here and shitting on ours. Huh?
In the U.S., one of the narratives that's being pushed is obviously, you've probably heard this. Americans are. They'll often say Latin Americans, or they'll be reductive to Mexicans. They will say like they're just stealing our jobs, right? Like
they are.
Well, that's because they are. They literally are. I mean, shit. There was a marijuana farm not 2-3 months ago that got raided, and it had literal fucking illegal immigrant children working the fields for little to nothing, instead of hiring American citizens who would rather do that job for a fair living. Yeah, they are quite literally coming over here and stealing our jobs. Look how many shops have closed down because of Border Patrol coming into California, more predominantly LA, and taking illegals away. Like shit, bro. Fucking Huntington Park, nearly half of the population of Huntington Park is all pure illegals. They all go away, and all of a sudden, there's jobs galore. You know? It's just that they don't want to hire American citizens because they have to pay them a fair living. Fair wages. You have the literal fucking mayor stating that that illegal immigration is good because you don't have to pay them as much as actual citizens. In that video. Like, what the fuck are you on about?
It's a fact. They're stealing the jobs. They're creating more traffic.
Cesar Chavez, him fucking self, would round up illegals and turn them over to ICE because he knew that they were bad for the fucking movement that he was launching for the Fair Farmers Workers Union, or whatever it was that he did. I know that I think that's what it was called. I could be wrong. But I know that it was essentially about, farmers getting paid a fair, decent wage. And he knew that him, as a fucking citizen, that illegals quite literally were a detriment to that cause because they could fire the citizens, hire the illegals, and pay them even less, which would harm his movement. So he would round them up and give them to ICE or throw them over the fucking border himself. Like, holy shit. It's fucking insane to me, dude.
They overload social systems. They steal people's identities to get government benefits.
Not to mention the government will also the Democrats will use them to boost the census numbers in these liberal cities to try to get more seats in Congress. Then what do you think, they quite literally count for the census. They're not citizens, though. They're not paying taxes. They're not, partaking in, helping others. All they're doing is coming over here, taking the benefits that should realistically go to citizens, our citizens, for themselves, never doing anything better, always living off of unemployment and getting paid under the table. Like, shit, you have Zero, who is a frequent chatter in my streams, who quite literally comes in and is always complaining about how her back has been in goddamn pain over the last 7 to 8 years because of an injury that happened at work. She doesn't even qualify for the surgery. They say that it's not a necessary surgery and whatnot, even though she quite literally can't even walk nowadays. She can't even sit down in a chair without her back going into pain. Meanwhile, fucking illegal fucking Juan Martinez over there down the block will be able to reap all the free health insurance, food stamps, government assistance, Section 8 housing. Like, what? It's fucking ridiculous. But then you'll have dumbass woke liberals like this fucking stupid bitch here saying that, oh, they don't come over here and ruin our system and ruin our country. No, no, no.
They steal, obviously, a bunch of other different type of entitlement programs like food stamps, etc. Yep. They do jobs for cents on the dollar that should be made for Americans, or they should be improved by automation instead of relying on illegals as a working class of people.
It's the modern day serf class. That's all it is. It's a modern day serf class.
People think this is because it's true. And also, by the way, they just showed up in our fucking country. Why the fuck should we be okay with people showing up in our country? We didn't say they could be here.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous thing to say. Oh, people want to come here. Too bad. It's like even the base impulse of this is outrageous. Like the amount of entitlement that these people have is disgusting to me. Mm-hmm. It is. It's absolutely disgusting.
Explain to me how you can be here for 9 years illegally and not have started the process to become a legal resident. Explain that to me. Explain how you're here illegally for 9+ years. You already have a 5-year-old kid and you're still an illegal. You haven't at all started the process. How are you still not a resident by that point? Why? It's because the moment you become a resident, all the benefits that you were getting would go away, and you'd have to actually start doing shit and working harder. That's why. And in my opinion, that's fucking bullshit. You should be given 2 options, in my opinion. Either we kick your ass out, or you serve in the fucking Marines for 8 years. And then you become a citizen after your 8-year contract's done. That's it. Those 2 options. And I say the Marines because the Marines are quite literally they have the most rigorous boot camp out of all the military branches. So if you can make it through the boot camp, all right, your ass is going back to your country then. You have to finish the 8 years with an honorable discharge. No medical, no fucking... Well, if you get dishonorable, they kick your ass out, I say. But no medical, because that's retardedly too easy to get. Let's be honest, a medical discharge. No, you have to get a dishonorable discharge. It has to say on your DD-214s that you completed your 8 years and were dishonorably, and you were honorably discharged. Fucking dumbass, dishonorably. You finish your 8 years with an honorable discharge, and then you become a citizen. That or get the fuck out of our country. You know, if you want to be a citizen, you should fight our wars then to prove your allegiance. Put your life on the line for our country to truly show you want to be here. That's my mentality with the Marines 8-year contract thing. It's like, if you want to be here that bad, prove it by putting your life on the line for our country, and then we'll believe you and you can be a citizen.
That's what the natives said too, no? Yeah, and look what happened to them. Not so good, huh? Yeah, I don't want to end up like that.
One of the big rhetoric pushes, and part of what we're trying to do is challenge this misinformation, right? So
misinformation.
Let me just quickly show a couple of
this
videos.
Entire game and this entire panel is nothing but misinformation.
Here. So we've done like voice of the people style interviews to ask people about their understanding about migration across the U.S.-Mexico border. So let me see if this...
Public opinion on why people migrate to the U.S.
Oh, hold on. I want to make sure this audio works.
This is a video game?
Friends. Let me see. Hold on.
God damn, dude. Yo, look at these graphics. They're so realistic. Holy shit, man. How did they get the ray tracing to work so well? God damn, this almost looked like it's an actual recorded video at a video game panel, where they're supposed to be showing off a video game and not giving a lecture on their own woke political agenda.
Quality of life, right? Like
I think it's like most things when it comes to immigration. It's always, you're either fleeing something or want to get to something.
Yeah, duh.
And like, I know there's a lot of like violence and like drug problems in and around the border, like with the cartels. So I'd imagine it's just a lot of fleeing that, really, for
human trafficking,
safety for their families.
Poor countries, they are not making good money, and it's whole.
That sounds like a them issue, not an us issue, not gonna lie. Why do we care why do we care that the people of another country are letting their country become worse and worse? It's not our job. Unless it's directly affecting America, why the fuck should we care? Like the whole cartel situation, that is directly affecting America, so we have a right to intervene if Mexico's not going to do shit. Because it's directly affecting us, our people, and our citizens.
Of the people, I mean, from many countries, people are dreaming of living in the United States because they are sending to families money which they are making here. I mean,
So what I'm hearing is they come here and make money to bolster their economy back home. Got it.
See here, it's like not big money, like $15-20 per hour.
American work there. People would take who are more refugees than anything else, the jobs no one wants.
The American dream, pretty much.
There it is. There it is.
This is what I'm talking about, bro, right here.
There it is. There it is. Maybe if these jobs actually paid a fair living wage and actually offered decent benefits, people would be doing them. Like, shit. I will state this every fucking day. I applied to work on a fucking marijuana farm, and I got rejected. Meanwhile, they have illegal fucking children working the farms. Her quote-unquote job that no one wants was a job that I wanted, that I would love to have gotten into, because I would have loved to have gotten into the marijuana industry. Even if it's just starting off as a fucking farmer plowing the fields, at least I'm learning something about marijuana, because I found that shit interesting. But no, they'll outsource to illegal so they can pay them fucking $5 to $7 on the hour. Have them working fucking 14-hour days with little to no breaks, only because they're hiring illegals. Yep.
I've been trying to warn y'all about this. I've been trying to tell y'all about this. This is it. How disingenuous.
I saw someone comment in his chat, Krusty the Clown, and I have to say, that's fucked up. How dare you do that? How dare you compare Krusty the Clown to this dumbass? Krusty the Crowd is an intellectual compared to this fucking stupid bitch.
You know, it's for them to say migration when the debate is about illegal immigration. Oh, it's because they don't believe that it's illegal. That's the reason why. They think it's okay for them to do it. They're like, they have some kind of like entitlement to come to America. It's outrageous.
More refugees than anything else, the jobs no one wants.
The American dream, pretty much. So, coming from where, my parents, ancestors are immigrants.
Oh my fucking god,
this
dude.
This time, I think.
Because you're black, your ancestors are immigrants? No. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. If you're going to play the ancestry card, learn your shit, Negro. Because you want to know what? No, they were slaves. They weren't immigrants. They didn't come here fucking illegally. They were trafficked here through slavery, okay? Don't you try to throw us into the same fucking category, alright? Holy shit, dude. Fucking pisses me off when they want to play the race card. And it's like, fucking Negro, please, learn your actual history. Don't compare slaves to illegal immigration. That's fucking insane. They didn't count as people. They counted as goddamn cargo and merchandise. And then they fought in a civil fucking war to get their freedoms. And even then, a lot of people still discriminated heavily against them. Like, bro. Holy shit, dude. Fucking pisses me off, dude. The fucking Hispanic side of me gets pissed off when people want to use us to, like, fucking, push their political agenda. And then the black side of me gets pissed off when people try to play themselves as the victim and then fucking misconstrued what the fuck happened in history when it came to slavery. Like, holy shit, man. Fucking insane to me.
From back then, it's completely different. People come in to better their lives and better their family lives. More opportunities, better living.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was in New York City, where I guess people have a sense of, you know, some of the motivations behind migration.
By the way.
Oh, New York City. You mean a city that's just as liberal as the entirety of California's coastal line? That New York City? Yeah, what a great source.
New York City.
Go to bumblefuck middle of nowhere, Mississippi, and ask them what they think about it. I'm pretty sure they'll give you completely different answers. Why don't you go to like Texas and ask them there? Not like in Houston or like the other liberal cities in Texas. Go to like a deep fucking seated red Texas city and ask them, so that way you have, you know, both sides of the argument and you have more than just opinions that support your narrative. How about that?
So if you have a map of the U.S.
Oh, shit.
New York City's all the way up here.
Yeah.
And the border's all the way down here.
Yep.
So if you ever hear a New Yorker talking about how good illegal immigration is, just keep in mind that unless the people get bussed up to New York, a lot of times they don't even have to deal with it because they're on the completely other side of the border.
Yep.
It's delusional. Yeah, they have like, it's insane.
Let us never forget that the moment Texas started busing these people, these illegals, to New York City and to New York and all these other extremist liberal states, they immediately started complaining, stating that that was unfair and they had to get an quote unquote unconstitutional. Is what they claimed it was, that it was illegal to bus them over to these cities. Let us never forget that when Texas was doing that, New York complained so fucking hard that the courts had to get involved and tell Texas, no, you can't do that, which in my opinion is fucking insane to me. Let us never forget that when Texas wanted to secure its own border, the federal government during Biden stated that no, they couldn't because it's not a state issue, it's a federal issue. But the moment Trump came into office and started securing the border, everyone in every fucking extremist liberal activist claimed that it was a state issue, not a federal issue, and that the federal government shouldn't intervene in that type of stuff. Let us never forget how they will pick and choose and always switch sides to whatever is most convenient for them.
Yep.
Let me just see.
Martha's Vineyard?
Is
yeah,
it
definitely.
possible to raise the volume a bit, by the way? I don't know, sorry to the AV team.
Play the fucking trailer to your video game.
Oh, that was fine. Okay,
this
cool,
is
cool.
Gamescom,
Right,
for the love of God.
Let me see if I can go back here.
Okay, so do we get to watch the game?
Probably not.
Apologies.
Do we get? I don't care about like this. This is just
goal with Take Us North is really to try to humanize migrant stories and capture some of the complexity.
They're not migrants; they're illegals.
So yeah, as I said, it's a narrative-driven game,
straight up
inspired
propaganda.
by real-world stories. So we're conducting extensive
What a
interviews
joke.
with.
Take Us North plays the role of migrant. Players assume the role of a migrant guide
Of an illegal.
who embodies the complex interplay of duty and empathy. I wonder if he sexually traffics the women that he's helping move over the border.
I wonder if he tells them that they need to swallow condoms full of drugs over.
Probably won't do that, will they?
Nope.
No, because it might make what they're saying look bad, even though that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're able to molest the
sex traffic, drug traffic, not to mention the rapes that happen, like he was about to say.
Men that you help come across the border with. Probably not. I wonder why. It's because it's not about telling an accurate story. It's about telling a lie.
With migrants and asylum seekers, and I'll dig into our approach to that in a bit. But basically, in the game, you play the role of a migrant guide or a guia, often known as coyotes. Coyotes are often associated with the drug trade. You know, people meant carteles before, but it's more complicated than that. And
it is more complicated. It's worse.
Yeah, it's way worse.
That's why we want to
How many of the women that try to cross over legally are immediately forced into sex slave work to pay off the debt? Immediately turn into prostitutes.
This game, because we believe in video games as one of the most immersive art forms and as a tool to foster empathy and awareness.
That's a lot of crap.
It's not empathy at all. You want to come to another country and experience its resources and then take advantage of it while not respecting that country's borders. You want to go into the country.
Not to mention not contributing anything to that country's economy and instead sending the money to benefit your country's economy.
Illegally, against their consent. You know that you're not supposed to be here. You're going here anyway. You want to talk about empathy? I think that should start at the beginning whenever you come somewhere where you know you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Why y'all put up with these retards? Honestly, I think that the time of putting up with these people is almost over. It is
I give it 5
to
more
a
years.
close, and I am so fucking glad. It's almost done.
Topics. Okay, so we watch those videos. Yes.
Narrative vision. Real world stories and hardship. We're collaborating with Undocumented Filmmakers Collective. Oh my God.
What a joke.
So the project is really rooted in research, as I said. So
False
we are collaborating
research.
closely with anthropologists. There's a lab at the University of California, Los Angeles, that's run by a professor called Jason.
So they're working with a university in California for this.
Yeah, makes sense.
I would have never expected such a dramatic change of events. Wow.
Who would have guessed?
Can you believe that?
Of course, it's California. Fuck this city. Fuck this state.
Yeah. In what world a U.S. person comes to Germany to virtue signal about their problems? Imagine traveling to the EU to promote such a game. Well, I don't know where she's from. I have no idea. How do you use your brain dealing with this shit every day and not want to blow your brains out? Because I know that, like, whenever I talk about this stuff and I cover it, I think that I'm doing a public service. I think I'm helping people realize how blatantly manipulative, toxic, problematic, and bad it is. I think that there is an overabundance of emotionally charged messaging that is designed intentionally to make you give up your country, to give up your culture, to give up your morality, and to instead effectively adopt someone else's. It's not about you being not judgmental. It's about letting somebody else judge you and letting them decide what's okay, letting them tell you what's acceptable,
Yeah, you wouldn't let someone you don't know just come into your house, willy-nilly, sleep in your bed, fuck your wife, and eat your food, now would you? It's the same concept. Why should we let these people that we have zero clue who they are come into our country, fuck over our economy, take our jobs, and then not even aid our economy, but instead send the money they earn back to their countries to benefit their country's economy? Like, it's utterly fucking ridiculous.
Them dictate their idea of empathy. Their idea of empathy is we're going to invade your country illegally, and if you get mad about it, we're going to call you mean.
Yep.
The character name? What's the character name? Which has been seen... I don't see character name. Top right?
Oh, he's talking about Karen.
I don't get it. Is Scorpion by...
There it is. You saw the name. It says Karen. Yeah, I was like, bruh. It took him a minute.
Oh, man. What are the odds? You can't make... Yeah, bro, this is poetic.
De Leon, who has done extensive research both in Latin America and along the border. He published a book last year called Soldiers and Kings, which is all about smuggling across the U.S.-Mexico border. And we've been working with his team. And there's also a collective of...
Anybody who's doing any smuggling across the border illegally isn't a soldier, and they're certainly not the king. They're criminals that often sexually abuse the people that they're doing things with, and also manipulate them, sometimes kill them, and traffic over drugs that kill people.
Undocumented.
They're parasites. The people that do that are awful.
Filmmakers in the U.S. So these are people who are artists and storytellers.
Oh, but if America intervenes and goes into Mexico to get rid of the cartels, the Mexican government will say that they'll see that as a declaration of war. Like, what a fucking joke. Yeah, we're cleaning up your fucking country, but it's that somehow constitutes a declaration of war, getting rid of all the criminals that are making drugs and all that shit. Yeah, sure. All right. Sure, fuck it. You want to go to war, Mexico, over us cleaning up your fuck-ups? Fuck it. We can go to war. Our rednecks alone could probably handle your entire military, so yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Are you sure you wanna make that declaration against the second and against the world's largest air force and the world's second largest air force? You sure you want to be doing that, buddy? Because we'll take you down. We'll do it pretty easily. Hell, you're close by. We don't even gotta recall all the troops. We just gotta send a few. 4,000 Marines. 4,000 Marines and tell them go nuts. That's all it'll take. Two destroyers, one carrier. You know, on each side. Easy peasy.
In their own right, but they actually also have experience of having crossed the border. So here you can kind of just see, like, side by side. I
wonder if they're gonna tackle the amount of racism there is in Mexico when Central Americans try to cross through Mexico illegally to cross into America illegally. I wonder if they're going to talk about that, how Mexicans themselves also don't want these Central Americans and South Americans crossing Mexico to get into America. I bet they won't talk about that. I bet they won't talk about how some Mexicans quite literally stone these people as they ride this train. I bet they won't talk about that. No, because that wouldn't fit their narrative.
Oh my god. This is amazing. Wow. This is no game. No, it's not. Nope. Holy shit. This is ridiculous. I know. Can you believe this?
The context that we're trying to portray in the game. So, of course, the U.S.-Mexico border, and it's primarily set in the Sonoran Desert, which is one of the deadliest migrant trails. And there are deterrence policies that Border Patrol has where they'll essentially like weaponize nature, and they're trying to keep.
Thank God.
Good.
Thank God. Be lucky it's not worse.
Yep. It could always be worse.
Alligator Alcatraz shit. That's the way it should be.
Migrants in the desert for as long as possible, suffering from, you know, extreme heat, extreme cold.
Oh,
yeah, the migrants.
Damn, too fucking bad. Maybe you shouldn't try to cross then. Maybe you should, like I said, fix your own country.
Just spawn there. They chose to go there.
Yeah.
You decided to do this.
They don't have to cross over here. They don't have to come over here. They're choosing to do so. They could also choose to fix their own country, fix what's wrong with their country, fix the issues that arise in their own country, and make their country, you know, a better one. But no, instead they'll try to cross over here of their own free will and then bitch and moan about it.
Walking days across the desert, and unfortunately thousands of migrants have died or gone missing on these trails.
Then they shouldn't have gone on the trail. They shouldn't have done it. Yeah, they shouldn't have done it.
We're supposed to feel sorry for someone else's actions.
If you don't want,
is that what I'm hearing? We're supposed to feel sorry for them because they chose to do something of their own free will. No one forced them to cross that desert. No one held them at gunpoint and made them walk into the desert and told them that they would shoot them if they tried to turn back. No one did any of that.
Want to have this bad happen to you? Maybe just don't do it. Do not come.
Oh no, Asmon. No. I will come. I'll come as much as I want.
Often walked along the trails and done, you know, on the ground work.
I'm glad I'm not the only one saying that shit. There's people in his comments be like, I'm gonna come.
Humanitarian groups, and we'll talk about that. But there are also other aspects of the trail which I'll dig into.
Oh my God!
And yeah, just some examples of the team going to visit the lab at UCLA.
Survival and hope in the world of human smuggling. What a bunch of fucking bullshit!
Joke.
This is the problem that I think.
This is the type of shit you'd see in a gender studies degree class.
People have is that they're like, this is. You really think human trafficking is about survival and hope? Oh my God!
It's about profiting and exploitation.
Where we could see artifacts that were left in the desert by migrants.
And then
on a recent trip that I did on the border,
what do you mean
I
about video
games? Found artifacts that migrants had left behind. So they're still doing this to this day.
So you mean to tell me that these illegals are not only crossing the country illegally, but they're also littering, leaving their trash in nature, and you're still trying to defend this? That's wild to me, man. You're trying to defend it by calling it artifacts, but they're quite literally, it's probably literally just garbage that they left behind.
Artifacts? Which she's acting like she's finding like a, you know, a Native American Indian, like, you know, fucking arrowhead from the 1400s.
Yeah, it's just fucking
like a Coke
garbage. Yeah.
Making this journey, even despite everything that's happening in the U.S., because there's a lot of misinformation on both sides, actually, right? Like, Latin Americans and immigrants from around the world are being sold.
No, it's not a can of Pringles. It'd be a can of fucking hot Cheeto minis. That's what it would be.
this concept of the American dream and that you can cross the border in this way, and it's very complex. And one of the things too that I think is not captured very well is that migrants from all over the world are actually traveling to Latin America in an attempt to make the journey to the US. So
there it is. And this is something that Latinos here in America who are conservative have pointed out drastically, but you won't see that in the news when they're trying to push this narrative. We have stated that it's not just Mexicans crossing the border illegally, it's people from all over the world, and because they're here illegally, you don't know where they're from. Like Leaflet said, the Mexican border is to the south of us. So don't be shocked when the majority of the illegals are Mexicans that they're sending back. But just because the majority of them are Mexican doesn't mean all of them are Mexican. It's stupid to say that. You have people from all, like I said in the example that I always give, one of my former coworkers who's Filipino literally said that one of his buddies from the Philippines came to Mexico and crossed the border illegally to get into our country. So it's not just Mexicans, but they'll push this narrative that they're only going after Mexicans. Like, no, it's just that it's predominantly Mexicans, because guess what? Mexico is to the south of us. It's just like if people were coming in from the north and it was predominantly Canadians, well, guess what? Yeah, to the north of us is fucking Canada. So yeah, it would be predominantly fucking Canadians, man. Like, it's stupid as shit.
That's what Donald Trump has been saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly. That's the issue. It's a little bit of a self-report, don't you think?
You see people from Southeast Asia, from Africa. It's not just Mexicans and it's not just Latin Americans, right? And I think this is something that also not that many people are aware of.
It's not that they're not aware of, it's that it's not the narrative that they want to push. They want to push this narrative that it's, oh, Americans versus Mexicans, when it's not. It's Americans versus illegals and illegal immigration. Like, bro, it's like, it's the exact same fucking shit as like saying that, you know, it's racist to arrest a black person committing a crime just because statistically speaking, they commit the most crimes, as an example. Like, no, it's not racist to arrest a black person when they're committing a crime just because they're black, and the statistics show that it's blacks who commit the most crimes. Like, that's stupid as shit.
Everybody knows that.
And in the game, we try to do this environmental storytelling.
Oh, look at these artifacts. Look at these artifacts that they're finding. Plastic fucking tubes. Wow. Littering is what they're finding, but they're calling this artifacts. Yeah. A rosary.
So let me get this straight. Your idea of environmental storytelling is putting 2 bottles of water next to some rocks.
Littering.
This is environmental storytelling.
Littering.
A lot of the research. So one example is...
Someone said Game of the Year!
Migrants will actually carry these black water bottles because they believe that they're less conspicuous to U.S. Border Patrol.
That's retarded. They're more conspicuous. What? Because you can't see what's inside of it. That's so retarded. What?
And there's this like saying where they'll say it's better to be hot than caught, in that like drinking, like having these black water bottles actually makes the water almost undrinkable because it's unbearably hot, right? It insulates the heat. But, you know, this is a very clandestine world and something that we are trying to do.
Someone said, who cares? I agree. Who the fuck gives a shit, man?
Through the game is
like they chose black water bottles. They could have just gone with clear ones, you know. But no, they chose black, which attracts light, which fucking transfers heat, which makes the water hot as fuck instead of the clear ones. Mind you, they chose again to cross this fucking desert. They could have just chilled, in their own country and fixed it, but no.
People and humans that are often cast in the shadows, right? They're fleeing persecution and violence.
What a joke!
They're living a life in hiding from the moment.
That's crazy. Wow, that sucks. Too bad. Not our problem.
Flee their homes because it's often the
Why don't you stay there and make it better?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Going after them, and I'll kind of talk about that. But and then they have to face Mexican Border Patrol and Border Patrol within Central America as well, where the U.S. has been training Border Patrol agencies in other countries as well. So it's a very complex, system and route, and it's not just happening.
My opinion, we shouldn't be training any border patrol in Mexico, given how much the cartels control the Mexican government. We're quite literally just giving them the blueprints to how to get around and circumvent all this shit. We should be any other country, yeah, sure, fine, But Mexico, in my opinion, right now, no, not until all the cartels are extinguished.
At the border itself, but it starts all the way in South America. You can see an example of like a rescue beacon here. So this is real. The image at the top is, in the desert.
Self-report red button.
Yep.
And
they'll send you back.
You can see they have this illustration of like an emaciated, desperate migrant, which is just very sad and kind of repulsive to me, truthfully.
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. This is the reality of the world. The reality isn't black and white, it's gray. Get the fuck out of here. Whiny bitch.
I can't believe they'd try to come in our country illegally.
Yeah.
This is the way that they try to weaponize your empathy against you so they can take advantage of you. Is that they say, well, we have to cross the desert. Well, no, you don't have to, because you shouldn't even be here in the first place.
Yep.
No, you shouldn't be coming here. You shouldn't be going in this direction. You shouldn't be trying to come into a country illegally. This is ridiculous. Not emaciated enough. I mean, she said like tons of people died doing it. I mean, I bet they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they'll it's Border Patrol kind of saying like we'll rescue you if you need help. So they know that the migrants are in dire straits in these situations.
And you can see
they'll just send them back.
Now, also in this entire story, not once has there been any conversation about how the people that are the human traffickers are problematic at all.
Yep.
There's no conversation about that.
No, you don't understand, Asman. They're not problematic. They're saints. They're doing their saintly duty by helping these people cross over into another country illegally and profiteering from that financially, They're saints.
It's because this is not an academic pursuit. This is not something that's being done in order for people to understand things. It's being done in order to push a specific worldview that is intentionally subversive to America. And this is also true with Europe. It happens with Europe too.
Yep.
It's propaganda.
So we've been collaborating closely with a shelter, a couple of shelters now in Mexico, specifically.
I'm curious, what the fuck does all this have to do with the game? Well, how come? Why is this Gamescom? Gamescoms, whatever the fuck it's called. Why haven't they actually shown anything about the game whatsoever? Why is this all just political talking points to push your agenda? I thought Gamescoms was supposed to be about, showing video games. No wonder people were fucking displeased, and the only thing people are happy for is Silksong. Because that's the only fucking game that people were that's an actual fucking game, and that probably actually showed shit about being a game, while everything else was probably something like this, some woke bullshit propaganda farming machine.
Nogales, which is on the border between Arizona and Mexico, which is where the Sonoran Desert is. And I've been going down there and also on a bi-weekly basis, conducting phone and video interviews with asylum seekers and people who have, had to flee their homes because they've either been threatened by cartels in some way, they have not wanted to get recruited, especially in the case of young men, where young men are, it's either they join the carteles or
crazy thought, but maybe their government should do something about that.
They risk dying, right? And so their only option is to flee. And that these are some of the stories that we're trying to weave into the narrative of the game.
Who the fuck cares?
Right?
Like, who the fuck cares? Like, who cares? Like, what does this have to do with anything in the U.S.? Like, how is this our problem?
Yeah.
It's insane, bro. Like, yeah. We gotta play this? We probably should.
Yeah, he should. He should play this. I do agree. He should play this, but he should tell people not to buy it. Other people not to buy it instead. That's what he should realistically do. He should buy it, he should play it, and just criticize it to high hell and tell other people not to buy this propaganda machine.
Design standpoint, we really want this experience to be, again, like, sensitive. We're not trying to glorify or glamorize this experience, but we want people to feel it, and we want to treat it with respect. So we're trying to balance these moments of tension, like stealth.
Can you die in this game? Can you die in this game? I hope to God you can die in this game. I genuinely do. Because if so, I hope a lot of people who buy this game literally just stream them constantly dying.
Guys, look at this. So you have to walk around the spotlight, and you can see the two people that are avoiding border patrol. Like you see what's going on here? Oh my God!
Right, and having to evade border patrol.
He plays border patrol.
With some
I got a feeling you're not going to be able to.
Not make it trauma porn either, right? I think this is something that, because they're human stories. At the end of the day, humans have a spectrum of emotion, and so there is, humor and deep emotion, love, etc., more positive emotions. And we also want people to reflect on the universality of migration. So even though this is like on the nose,
this isn't migration. This is illegal immigration
across the U.S.-Mexico border, and it's a real-world topic.
Yeah.
This is something that's obviously very relevant here in Germany, in Europe, and around the globe. And
yeah, it's a big problem over there too. It's crazy how this what the fuck is going on with these Western countries, man? This is bad.
We want people to be thinking.
Oh, this is why I want to move to a country like Japan. This is why I want to move to like one of these Asian countries, man. Because holy shit, I don't want to deal with any of this garbage. Genuinely.
It's real bad.
I've also been meeting with some artists that work along the border. There's an artist called Alvaro Anciso. So he was a migrant from Colombia himself, and now he goes every week into the desert and creates these shrines to pay tribute to migrants that have lost their lives, where they'll find remains, either bones or full cadavers, and they'll work with forensic groups to identify them. So that's something that we try to capture in the game.
What a joke.
The Beast. The Beast is a freight train that runs through Mexico, where thousands of migrants ride on top of this speeding train. Well, it's not quite speeding, but even...
In my opinion, an easy deterrent would be to put spikes on this bitch so people can't be on top of there. Mad Max the train put spikes, barbed wire, and a whole bunch of other deterrents on the train. Like, it's amazing to me how we will literally put spikes on buildings just so that way birds, animals, can't, take a rest there and rest their wings and maybe get out of the blazing fucking sun in the summer. We'll put spikes on our fucking buildings and shit to deter that. But, oh no, it's bad if you were to put spikes on a train to deter people from riding the train's rooftops. Like, that's insane to me.
So it's an incredibly perilous train, and it's very common for migrants to lose their limbs trying to get on and off of this train or being on board it.
Boo-hoo.
But this is
sucks to suck.
This is what I find is so weird, is that these people view every negative consequence from their own actions to be somebody else's fault.
Yep.
It's like all of these bad things are happening to you, but somehow it's somebody else's fault that it's happening.
travel across Mexico, and it's something that we're capturing in the game as well. The Darien Gap is another very deadly migrant trail, which is between Colombia and Panama.
You can see the Border Patrol agents that are T-posed around the water, I guess ready to arrest somebody after they get out of the water. Oh my God.
And migrants will have to trek through rivers and jungle, and this is a very early prototype.
Like we
by
keep
the
saying,
way,
they
but,
chose it.
kind of, so that you get a sense of the visuals.
No one forced them to cross, they chose to do that.
Yeah, these are other parts of the migrant trail that we are tackling to show again like the breadth of this story. It doesn't just start in Mexico. So as I mentioned, I've been working with some humanitarian
Humane Borders. Oh God.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll go ahead towards the end. Why this matters more than now.
Oh my God! Look how it's all just Trump shit.
And she's saying that she was talking about January 20th. The pain that the migrants felt because everybody received a notification.
Really? Because legal migrants quite literally had nothing to worry about. They were actually in favor of all this shit. Why don't you talk about how all the legal migrants are actually in favor of all the deportation of illegals? And how they support it, and how they're telling their communities that they have literally nothing to fear because they're here legally.
That their asylum appointments, so they were.
This is right. So Biden had an app for the illegal aliens who should have never fucking been here, and asylum seekers who also should have never fucking been here. Trump, on the first day of the app, reprogrammed the app, canceled everybody's appointments, and then changed the app into a self-deportation app.
Yep.
They had many of them had spent months, even years in hiding and in constant movement and migration, hoping for a chance to find refuge in the States. And now there is no asylum.
Finding refuge. I wonder if somebody tried to find refuge in your house, would you be okay with that? Probably not, right? And so it's always, these people always like writing checks that somebody else has to pay for.
Yeah.
And so this didn't just impact, immigrants in Mexico, but
I love this fucking title and how misleading it is. Immigration arrests in Los Angeles spike amid aggressive enforcement. Nearly 3,000 people have been arrested since the beginning of June, more than 3 times the number of the previous months this year. Yeah, because they're all here illegally. I like how it says immigration instead of illegal immigration. Yeah, totally not misleading at all.
Obviously on a global scale, there's been so much happening, and therefore we need support, and we want to be able to support all of the different groups, both grassroots nonprofits, large-scale NGOs that are doing the work to try to ameliorate these conditions and try to
these NGOs are going extinct, by the way, because the way that they were getting funded has been getting cut off. That's why so many of them have been shut down.
Yep.
Really make a change,
and they deserve to be shut down
about it.
Yeah.
Okay, do I have I'm running out of time. There's the trailer.
Okay, let's see the trailer.
We won't do the trailer.
They won't even do the trailer.
Time talking about how bad this was and just playing your propaganda, but you're not going to play the trailer for your video game at a video game convention?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry. It's hilarious. Okay, I'm done. That was it.
In my opinion, if you don't play the fucking trailer at the start, you should immediately be taken off the stage. If your first statement is, all right, this is my game, here's the trailer, and after the trailer we'll talk more in depth about what the video game is supposed to be about, you should immediately be taken off the stage.
Wow.
These are, QR code. Thank you.
Wow.
What a fucking joke.
Man.
We have to set up everything for the closing panel.
So you didn't even show the trailer.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say about something like this. It's so fucking ridiculous. Oh my God. Well, there it is.
Such a
that
joke,
actually
man.
made me kind of mad. I hate people like this. I hate the manipulation of it. I hate the way that they portray themselves as victims, as they're doing something wrong that they know is wrong. I think that they are just awful. And as I've said before, if it was up to me, we would be deporting every single one of them. And this is the migrants, asylum seekers. They would all be gone with no maybe we could keep the 9s and the 10s, okay? But besides that, they're gone. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know if you wrote. Yeah, this is the propaganda. Yeah, do not buy into this emotional blackmail. Do not buy into the manipulation. Don't let yourself be taken advantage of. All they want to do is come into your country and lie to you, emotionally manipulate you, and then take advantage of resources that they had nothing to do with building. So yeah, that's it.
Bro, what a fucking joke, man. Genuinely, what a fucking joke. Like, holy shit, man. It's just garbage. It's just utter bullshit, man. Nothing but a propaganda fucking farming machine. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to believe nothing and question everything, and always seek the deeper truth, or else you end up falling for this type of retardation, where you see this and you're essentially being emotionally manipulated into believing that illegal immigration is good through some propaganda machine, just by people who quite literally live in gated communities, who make who make like who make 6 figures a year and whatnot, over 100K a year, and think that they know what it's like to be an average day American. Don't fall for that shit, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.